set it alongside my cameraman, Jarrett Tappan, and my lovely assistant, Leanne. Today we are making bacon wrapped asparagus, as you can see right behind me, and a tortellini with vodka roast sauce. And we will also be sauteing cherry tomatoes and baby corn. And then
You're wiggling around. Okay. Go.
Then we will be pan frying breaded pork cutlets, which are somewhere behind me, obviously. Okay, let's get started. So,
look at the time. We've already started. We've already rolled some of our asparagus.
We've already rolled some of our asparagus, as you can see. We figured that would give us a bit of a head start. And as you know, if we would have done everything on camera, we wouldn't have gotten to eat until midnight, and then we'd all be complaining and whining.
Okay, so we're going to show you how we rolled the asparagus with the bacon.
So what we did was we took the bacon, as you can see here, we put it
on an angle,
and then we took at least maximum of 4 asparagus, no more, no less. Unless you don't like asparagus, then put less. Then what you want to do is you want to start to roll. You want to start rolling it. Okay, we're going to start that part over again, because let's just say when I wrap things in bacon, they tend to not agree with me.
You keep talking,
so,
and let me put this one over there so it stays done up.
Now,
look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Soon as Leanna has got the bacon wrapped asparagus, I don't know what you're going to do with it because we don't really need it. I'm assuming she's putting it back in the pot. Now, after that, you want to get out.
Wrap the last one, okay?
You want to wrap the last one. I thought we were moving on from the asparagus.
Well, we still have to finish wrapping.
I'm confused. Okay, guys. I keep forgetting the names. I'm under pressure. This is my first video.
Okay. Now maybe take that pan over and show the people what they look like when they're wrapped.
So, what you want them to look like when they're wrapped is this. So, we're going to place this here for a second. And now we're going to
wash your hands again.
You're going to want to wash your hands after you're done with that. I'm just going to wait for my assistant to finish washing hers.
Okay, I want yours. With soap.
You're going to want to use soap as well. Yes, sanitariness is required. Sanitariness is a word. It is now. Don't judge. Now, are we moving on?
Yeah.
Okay, now we are going to be doing the tortellini, which are these. For all you pasta lovers out there. Now, what you want to do is you want to place your tortellinis in a pan of boiling water. Pan is recommended to be a saucepan.
Okay, but I'm thinking we should probably saute our tomatoes and corn first.
Okay.
Should we start your oven?
Our corn and our cherry tomatoes from the introduction, which were hidden away.
I think we're all going to need one of these.
Guys want a can opener.
Would you like me to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
That's what assistants are for, people. So, know about it.
To drain the water.
You want to drain the water, like she said.
Okay, so we're going to set this over here. Frying pan.
You want
to turn our frying pan on what? About 4 or 5?
4. You're going to want to have your oven to in between 4 and 5. Oh. Oh. What is this for?
Vegetable.
Oh. So I rub this all over the pan?
No,
Nope. Just pour a little bit into the pan.
just a little.
Very slowly. Good. A tablespoon.
What?
About a tablespoon of oil in the pan.
A tablespoon of oil in the pan.
Okay. Now do you want to leave the corn whole?
Well, leave the corn whole. Oh
Do
my
you?
god, these look tinier than baby carrots. I would know this. I love carrots, especially when I slow them.
Okay, so are you putting those in there? Are you putting them in whole?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
You're going to want to put them in whole.
Dump the whole thing.
It's alright there.
How did we get into this thing?
It's alright if they follow the oil for those beginners. I also recommend this to show your children if they are at the age where you can trust them enough to cook. This is recommended for children. Oh, and by the way, please subscribe or leave a like. And cherry tomatoes everywhere. That's what our cleanup crew's for. We have dogs here. Will they like tomatoes?
Probably.
Oh, and plus shout out to our cleanup crew, aka our dogs, Jesse and Madison. Don't be a judge. I know all you critics out there are looking at us like, okay. Is it okay if they overlap each other? It's alright if they overlap each other. So, then you're going to want to chop.
Nope.
You're going to want to have whole cherry tomatoes as well. So just drop all those little guys in there. Make sure you don't accidentally squish them. If you squish them, A, you'll have tomato juice all over you, and then, yeah. If you're wondering where my assistant went, she's talking to her camera. So, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but you can hear the pan starting to sizzle. So that's enough. I don't know how many I used. I was just throwing them all over the place like madmen. So, is that it for the saute?
Sorry?
Is that it for the saute?
Is that it for the saute? I do believe so.
Now you're going to want to do that as if... Oh, and if you didn't know, every so now and then we will be getting on to more complex recipes. Like flambe apple pancakes or something. I don't know. Don't be a judge.
All of this.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
what are we doing now?
How long are our cutlets going to take to cook?
Oh, I'm unaware of this.
4 to 8 minutes. Okay, so we're going to start the water for our
You're going to
tortellini.
start the water for your pastry. Oh, plus, if you guys didn't know, there are different kinds of tortellini. In this case, we got beef. You could use any type, really. Beef is just personally my favorite. Are you?
Oven is ready. I don't know how long this is going to take. Probably about 20, 15 minutes.
Should I start getting it? Should I cut it open? How do I cut this open? What? Scissors or something? I'm gonna use scissors.
We're only going to be using about half of the tortellini. We're not going to use it all. No, I can't go in until it's boiling.
Put the other half.
So you're going to want to wait until the water... After I put it.
Okay. You hold it open.
Keep talking.
You're going to want to use a Ziploc bag if you want the perfect amount of tortellini for your boiling water. Is recommended by us chefs who are terrible at our jobs. Matter of fact, we don't even have jobs. Some of you can work at a bar, and the other one. I shouldn't be saying where they work. So, after
About half, eh?
after you have your Ziploc bag of tortellini, you're going to want to wait until the water starts boiling. I'll give it off a bit of a boil. So, oh, plus you're going to want some cream for this. And
Using these so they don't burn. Okay, so we're going to
they're starting to get nice and crisp.
put our asparagus into the oven. It's going to take about 20 minutes, I think.
You're going to want to have... Why am I repeating everything you say?
I don't know.
Oh. And here's the vodka that you will need for the roast sauce. It's actually creamy roast. all of this stuff can be found at your local grocery store.
Cut the corner, yeah. Yeah. Should we leave them whole, or should you think maybe we should cut them in half? Whole? You want to leave them whole? We can cut
You
them
can
in
have them either cut half or whole, whatever you want.
Okay, so we're only going to be using about half of our rose sauce,
Good? Yeah.
but we're going to use all of this,
Good to use
All
all
of
of the cream.
and about
Like-
a quarter cup of the vodka.
Get out of the vodka. I shouldn't be saying this on camera.
Yeah. No need to worry about getting drunk while eating dinner. The vodka, the alcohol will all cook off, leaving just the flavor. Okay, so we'll grab our quarter cup
Well, but you can easily.
measuring cup, pour it in, and we'll put the rest away.
Okay. Pour it into the boiling
Yep.
water.
No, it's not going in the water. It's going to go in here.
You want to pour the vodka on to your.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And also, if you like, you can sniff along.
We need oil for our cutlets.
Yes.
Lots.
Now, you'll need a fairly large pan
Good.
for your breaded pork cutlets. We found them at the.
So we'll need garlic salt, seasoning salt. What did I do with that? And which? Pepper? And pepper for our cutlets, which we'll sprinkle on as they're cooking. Okay, careful. Now this is hot. Be careful you don't stick your elbows too close.
All of them are hot. Why the
Yeah,
heck
the
would
reason
I
I picked up
think
more
of touching
seasoning
dolls? Hey Dad, remember one time you flambéed our pierogies? So you're going. Okay.
Salt.
Oh, I put salt in the water already. Salt and
That's not
oil.
salt. Salt.
Salt's
She's
already in.
got it already. Deanna got it already.
Okay.
Okay, check your veggies, look at them.
I ain't doing that. I got that. I'm doing great.
Pretty good.
I know, eh? Okay, so we're going to turn this down a bit. Once we pour in our rose sauce, our cream, and our vodka, we're just going to let it simmer. Okay, and we're going to cook our tortellinis and our
Once the
cutlets.
water boils, reduce it to a gentle boil.
No, I'm looking at you.
Don't look at the camera. Don't look at me. Just instruct them not to be. You're an assistant.
Look
You're
at
allowed
your
to do
camera,
this.
Look at your camera, it's recording.
So, as my assistant is currently, as of the moment, cutting open our creamy roast sauce. Oh, and you can pause and play this video as many times as you want, if you want to actually cook this yourself. But if you're just watching it for the heck of it, and you're really hungry and you decide to watch something about food, then just watch the entire thing, which will get boring if you're hungry. I ain't doing that.
No, you don't want to try this? Come here. Come here. No, come here. Put your hand on underneath mine. Okay, ready?
Eh. Oh, by the way, being terrified essential. It's not needed. But if you're a child, like me, then it is. Now, my assistant is stirring our creamy rose sauce as we speak.
Okay, are we ready to pour it in there?
So you're going to want
About half.
about half of your creamy rose sauce.
About half.
Oh, and for those of you guys who don't know, it's alright when you're pouring something into a saute pan and you end up hearing a sizzle. That's actually good news for you new cook. Watch
It's
where
just
you
milk.
flip it.
I did it quick. Okay, here, you pour this all in.
Now you're going
Into there.
to
Carefully.
tell me when to stop.
All in. Slowly. Okay, and I'm going to put in the vodka.
Yes, it does look like soup, but it's not going to turn out to be soup. Saute.
Get a spatula and start mixing.
Oh, going to want to
Spatula.
use a spatula. Get out of the shot. Spatula. Stir this. What type of spatula? The type you use for baking.
Slowly. Slowly stir.
Going to want to slowly stir it.
Yeah, actually get it in there.
And boom.
Our water is boiling.
Our water is at the point of boiling, so you I'm on quest to find the tortellini. Ah, there.
Oh, right here.
Now you're going to want to take your Ziploc.
No, these ones.
Pretend I didn't show you that. And pour it.
Jen,
You want me to do it so you don't burn yourself?
Yes.
That's what assistants are for, so young zenons don't burn themselves.
You're not supposed to say my name on camera.
Chef zenons, you already did.
At least they don't know my last name. You'll never guess what my last name is.
Okay.
So, if your tortellinis are floating, that will happen. No, it is not recommended to use tortellinis as a boat. It's science. I've done it before, trust me. I almost drowned.
how long will your tortellinis take to cook, Chef Zenon?
Your tortellinis will take 8 minutes to cook. And I'm nervous, guys, okay? And I forgot the script a bit, but every step by step, know the ingredients, don't. I know all you critics out there are looking at me. I know it. Now, you haters, don't be hating. Oh God! Macarena.
Way too much water.
Reduce it to a gentle boil.
There's too
Okay.
much water in here, that's why.
Maybe it's time to put on the lid.
No, the lid will make it boil.
Oh, use, such as dogs, are not recommended, especially for things that you know that they won't like. I only recommend dropping things that...
Okay, if you'll hand me the garlic powder,
The
the
garlic
pepper.
powder. I think...
Yeah, I need all three of them.
Woohoo! Now my lovely assistant is going. The only part of this I have done is the bacon stuff. I'm way too nervous to do the water's overflowing. If the water overflows, just hold it way up in the air so it doesn't.
Well,
So it doesn't
stop spoiling over.
stop boiling.
Okay.
Oh god, they're starting to shift around. Oh my god. So this is the pan for your breaded pork cutlets.
The oil is hot,
The oil is hot.
so
You
be very careful. Okay, you're
be
standing
very,
right.
very, very cautious. You don't. It is at the temperature where it can boil your skin, burn. So we do not take responsibility in burnt skin, especially for young children who decide they want to do this. In which case, it's the parent's fault for letting them have access to the other. So don't go blaming us.
We're only going to get 4 of those in there for now.
See, look at how hot that is. Why did I just say it?
So we spiced the one side, now we're going to spice the other.
So you're going to want to stir your tortellinis around a bit. Going to want to stir all of your things that are made liquidy. I thought the sauce was good. Oh, there's just a little bit left. So, just so you know, the sauce can be used for a tortellini. As a matter of fact, that's what it was supposed to be used for in the first place.
But it's going to be used for. But we have to boil the tortellini first before we cover it with the sauce.
Yeah. Oh, and plus, your tortellinis won't always look like just plainly white. They will change color. And if they change the color, you know they're ready. Normally, they change to green, which you kind of see here. The blood start to turn green. I have forks and knives on the table. You will want to make a checkup on your
Broccolis?
asparagus.
That's it. No, I know.
Asparagus every so now and then. At least I don't know. None of us here know how long it takes for bacon to cook, so don't be judges. So we are going to see, my assistant is changing the temperature. The temperature change will be mandatory. temperature change mandatory?
Well, not really, but we weren't sure how long it was going to take to cook the bacon-wrapped asparagus.
Oh, so you just change
I'm turning it up a bit so that it cooks a little quicker.
So, if you feel that your bacon-wrapped asparagus is taking too long, please do feel free to turn up the temperature, but I would recommend to the temperature that it's going to, what's the word? Burn. I would recommend that. None of us here recommend that. Though if some of your stuff does end up burning, please do feel free to redo it. And you will need to constantly wash your hands every so now and then, because you'll be touching different foods and you don't want something from that item to go on the other item. So you will be, unless you want to enhance the flavor, then you can't do that. But if you don't want to do it that way, then please do wash your hands after touching one and then touching another. So this is what the one side of your breaded pork cutlets will need to look like. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who did not know, we will be recording us having a bite of this, so stick around for that. If you want, you can fast forward to that moment, just so you know how it tastes.
What's that? Gonna check our asparagus. Looking pretty good. Too bad we can't get a shot of that.
We are terribly sorry for any inconvenience, such as us not being able to let you see the asparagus. But that's just half the fun, right? You're not allowed to. We'll say it's not like a thing where you can't see till the end.
Sorry.
How much time do we have?
Well, by the time we finish cooking the other two of these.
What?
Well, we have to cook the other two cutlets before. However, I think our tortellinis are done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put these, drain these.
Plus, if you do have to cough or sneeze, please do it away from the food, because if you're having a big family dinner and you're not feeling very well, you don't want to get your family member. You won't want your family members to get your influenza, so to speak. Because they might be having the best summer or whatever season you're in. This has been uploaded during winter, so you don't want your family's winter or summer or whatever season or day to get ruined. So please cough or sneeze away from the food, unless you want your stuff to taste good.
Okay, so we'll cover the tortellini since they're nicely cooked, and that'll keep them warm. How's that? Is it thickening?
Yeah, thicken.
Is it thickening?
It is. I just said that. Why do I have to repeat myself? Oh, and it is alright if your baby corn does bend. Did you seriously just touch it? So you will want to clean up as you go. Little chef rule.
How just to hand me those last 2 cutlets. Kept that in. Using both hands. No, just hand me the package.
That makes the most annoying sound. Once again, I will say we are not responsible for anyone getting their skin burnt off. We do not advise, like, literally sticking your hand in there just to taste what it is. So if you want to taste it, wait till it's done and on your plate. So we don't get in trouble by the police.
No. We prefer fresh ground pepper, don't we?
Yes, we do.
With our pepper mill. Those are looking really nice. How do you think?
Oh yeah. We are terribly sorry that you cannot see it, but that would be unplugging our camera, which it's not one of those ones that you have to have.
No.
It's just, we're having it as a fail-safe, just in case it dies on us, which last time we tried recording, Chef said that was a major problem. We have to keep, we actually had it plugged in over there. So, wasn't the best thing ever. Plus, if you're wondering why the camera is up so high, we have a tripod mount for it.
How thick is this getting? Oh, it's looking pretty good. Whoops. Gotta love making a mess every now and then.
Yes.
How we doing?
So,
I think the dogs can smell the bacon cooking. They seem to think it's going to be some of it's for them.
smell the bacon. If you do have dogs in your household, please do not give them anything unless you know they'll A, like it, and B, it won't affect its digestive system. So if you don't know that a certain thing will affect your dog's digestive system, and you don't want to take a risk, please look it up. Once again, we do not take responsibility for your cleanup crew to start vomiting and feces supplying the ground. I don't even know if that's a word. Well, it is now.
Yeah, I think once we pour this onto the tortellini, I think it'll soak up. The tortellini will soak up.
Oh, plus you. Oh, yeah, I already said this. Yes,
Your tomatoes will pop.
What?
Then your tomatoes will pop from the heat.
If your tomatoes pop, that will be expected, so don't worry if your tomato randomly pops and you're like, oh my god, I need to start this all over again because Chef Zay told me not to. If that's the case, that if you're going to do this, at least watch it through one time, just so you know the instructions. So, you will want to flip your bread on upon cutlets. No, I'm not French, I'm Canadian. My legs hurt like crap. But please, if your sauce starts to look like it's looking like it, you don't have time. You don't have time for that stuff.
I'm assistant.
Your assistant next time. I'll be cameraman. Camera woman. Oh yeah, that's thickening nicely, actually.
I told you.
You did.
Check out
Yes,
all
you
our
did.
bacon wrapped asparagus.
Yeah, have a peek. Be careful you don't burn yourself.
Yeah, that looks good.
Getting better. Once they start to cook, you really got to
Once
keep an eye on them because they will cook
bacon wrapped
really
asparagus
quickly.
starts to look like cooked asparagus and wrapped in bacon, then feel free to take it out. Please don't let us stop you, but
And you can cook your bacon as crispy or as non-crispy as you like it. I prefer my bacon a little bit crispier.
yes, for
What about you?
celebrities, we want them to know what we think of things. Yes. Since this gets on YouTube, I'm gonna be famous at this. People are gonna be like, oh my god. So,
Coming together nicely.
what she said.
Very nicely.
Please excuse me for a second. We're using a GoPro Addiction camera to record this, and how we are going to update this to YouTube is going to be through iPad, so yeah. Don't be hating. Ow.
That would be that's bacon.
That actually hurts when you actually touch the smoke.
Steam.
Steam. Smoke, steam, whatever, I don't care. I'm out.
Sure, just leave me standing here all by myself. Our cutlets done? I think our cutlets are done.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to turn off your burners.
And just so you know, I did partake in some of this. I did stir. I did wrap the bacon. I was just afraid to. I didn't want to get my skin burnt off. Okay. I didn't want things to go flying all over the place. When corn flies. Get it?
How's that looking?
That's what we did.
That looks really good, eh?
If you ask me. Oh, actually, what we could have done is we could have gotten beer and we could have put it at an angle and then.
Once it's done.
Yes.
And then.
Pull it out of the oven. Now,
Sorry
are
for inconvenience.
Chef Zenon, are we putting our sauce on our tortellinis before we serve it, or are we going to put it on after?
You're going to want to put on your roast sauce onto your tortellinis after it has been put on your plate,
Okay.
which is highly recommended.
So we'll need a serving spoon. Or both.
And for those of you who don't know, my voice can sometimes come through on things that are digital to make me sound like a mouse. So, yeah, it's true.
Yeah? You think you're
It
going to sound
happens.
like a mouse?
But I hope all of you can get past that and stuff. I don't know why I'm a little bit nervous, but I am, apparently.
Look at the camera, Chef.
Look at the camera, Chef.
So,
How are we doing? So, Chef Zenon, how do you think that bacon's looking?
I
Think it
think
needs-
that's looking magnificent.
Looking pretty good. Should we cook it a little bit longer? Oh, this is thickening quite nicely.
I was about to look for a mirror, but then I realized when the bacon wrapped asparagus is finito. For those of you who are right up there, you can. We're going to hold it up to the camera. No, you can't physically eat it. It's going through a digital device, so no, you cannot eat it. Sorry for those of you who are very hungry. What the heck? What time is it?
Like Chef Zenon said, clean as you go. That way it doesn't take quite as long at the end.
Are you saying that sarcastically? Because
No. Why would I do that?
I thought you thought I didn't
No.
say that to them.
No, but it's true.
It is very true. Please do. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who didn't know, with the asparagus, we cut off the tip parts. No, not the parts that are flaky.
No, not the
The
ends. no.
dry parts. We cut off those little end bits. So they will, yeah.
That looks so good. So do you want to show the camera how our pork cutlets look? Or show the people out there how the pork cutlets look?
These are our pork cutlets.
Back up just a bit.